We continue with gas laws. Today we're going to cover two gas laws, Charles law and combined gas law. Charles law states that the volume and the temperature of a gas sample under constant pressure are directly related. Put it in a mathematical form, it is V1 over T1 equals V2 over T2. 1 and 2 represents two different sets of conditions. Please be reminded that whenever temperature appears in a gas law setup, temperature must be in Kelvin. Do not use Celsius. That's a very common mistake. All right, Kelvin. If the given temperature in the question is in Celsius, Kelvin equals Celsius plus 273. Here is an illustration of how Charles' law works. So we have three different sets of conditions. Initially, the temperature is 100 K and the volume of the gas is 2 liters. Then the temperature doubles. When temperature doubles, volume doubles as well. They are directly related. Then temperature doubled again, volume is doubled again. Exercise. Suppose a balloon containing 1.30 liter of air at that many temperature. It is placed into a beaker containing liquid nitrogen. Now the new temperature is that. What will the volume of the sample be at a constant pressure? All right, if the pressure is not changing, talking about a fixed amount of gas sample, Charles' law. So let's figure out all the given parameters. We know V1 equals 1.30 liter. We know T1 equals 24.7 Celsius plus 273 to Kelvin. That will be 297.7 Kelvin. V2 is what is wanted. What will the volume be? T2 is negative 78.5 Celsius plus 273 equals 194.5 Kelvin. Now, let's start the setup of the Charles' law. So V1 T1 equals V2 T2. Multiply both sides by T2, we isolate V2 out. V2 equals V1 times T2 divided by T1, which is V1 is 1.30 liter, T2 is 194.5 Kelvin, and T1 is 297.7 Kelvin. All right, you do the calculation on your calculator. Make sure to keep 3 sig figs in your answer. The final answer will be 0.849 liter. Now the combined gas law. The product of the pressure and volume of a fixed amount of gas is directly proportional to its Kelvin temperature. Okay, this is what it is. The product of pressure and volume is directly proportional to the Kelvin temperature. So P1 V1 over T1 equals P2 V2 over T2. Practice. At what temperature in Celsius, so this is asking temperature in Celsius, remember the temperature you get from the gas laws will be in Kelvin, so don't forget that. So in what temperature does 121 milliliter of carbon dioxide at that temperature and that pressure occupy a volume? All right, so V1 equals 121 milliliter. T1 equals 27 plus 273, which is 300 K, and P1 equals 1.05 ATM. Then the volume becomes V2 becomes 293 milliliter, and the pressure becomes 1.40. It is asking T2. All right. Again, keep in mind the question is asking for Celsius. The T2 we are going to get directly from the gas law will be in Kelvin. All right, let's move on. So P1 V1 equal divided by T1 equals P2 V2 divided by T2. Now we want to isolate T2 out. Let's do cross multiplication. So P1 V1 times T2 equals P2 V2 times T1. Now both sides divided by P1 V1 divided by P1 V1. You're going to get T2 equals P2 V2 times T1 divided by P1 V1. So this cancel out. Plug all the numbers in. Again, make sure your final answer should be in 3 sig figs. T2 here, if you do your calculation, should be 969 Kelvin. Then you use the Kelvin number you get minus 273, you got your Celsius answer, which is 696 Celsius. All right, I have two practices here for you. Read through the question, make a decision, is it Charles law or combined gas law? After that, you can do your setup and your calculation. Once you're ready, come back to check the answer. Pause the video and practice by yourself. Here is the answer key. The first one is Charles law. The second one is combined gas law. See you next time.